Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the Harmonious Frequencies of the Mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Astroneer. I thought I would start out today in the menu whenever you come in, because the first time I played this game it was kind of confusing. I thought, oh, how do I get to my old games? Maybe I select my astronaut and launch from there and it saves per character or something like that. But the fact is, it's these little empty pods over on the right. You can see that one's from December 28th. This is January 21st from our last session. So just find the right date, you know, associated with the right pod on that side. Alright, and here we are. Here's our little guy, here's our little base. Here's our piece of titanium sitting over on the side. I don't know if there actually is any resin down here, but that symbol was there. Alright. So let's see where we're at. What are we doing? What are some things that we need to build? Storage is always necessary. I don't care who you are. So I am going to build a couple of these things. There we go. Perfect. And one of the primary places that I like to put these is over here on the smelter. Because the fact is, whenever you smelt things down, it only pops out the refined resources out of this one area here, and clearly you can smelt 4 things at a time. So if you try to smelt 4 things at a time, you only have space for one thing. It's only going to smelt those 4 things into one thing. But if you have these storages set up and they're empty, as soon as it's done smelting, it will store one of those items and then start in on the next one. So you can smelt 4 items at a time, as long as you have storage available for them to go. Otherwise they're gonna get stuck, or they're not gonna smelt completely. And other bugs like that. So I found that out the hard way. It was kind of a rough deal. I didn't cry though. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Losing resources is fine. It's just part of everyday life. Okay. So talking about resources, I am going to run over here, try and pick up some of this compound here, because we need that for everything. It's a pretty good load of it over here, which is nice. And we're out of power. Oh, I left my my tiny solar panel over on the base. I'll pick that up whenever I go back. And one more shot. There we go. Yeah, I don't think we'll stick around to try and fill up this last one. There we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab the little solar thingy right there. There we go. So we can keep up the power of our own. Build some more storage. I'm going to build quite a few of these. I've got enough compound for one more right now. So yeah, it's definitely worth it, because I am going to try and grab up a lot of resources eventually. We're going to need all the compound that we can get. Now it looks like I have some power on my back, but for some reason it's not registering. It's clearly bugged out. I don't know what the deal is with that, but we'll just throw that over here and pretend like it doesn't exist. The sun's gone down, so we don't have any more power for our base here. We've got a little bit of aluminum compound we'll take with us. Okay, so what are we gonna do today? I would like to go find a cave. Check that out. It looked like there was something of a cave over in this area. I am going to be tethering out to a cave so that we can keep our oxygen up and all that kind of stuff so that we don't die. I prefer to die as little as possible. Oh, there's some copper right there. So let's get this set up. Those holes in the ground kind of bug me, but I'll take care of those eventually. Alright. So you press T to pull out a tether. Just take a look and see whenever it's lined up, and there you go. So now we've got oxygen. We'll be hooked up to the base as long as these things are. They connect through terrain, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just a visual thing that kind of bugs me, and so I tend to try to fix it whenever I see it and have the time, you know. See if this is a different cave or if this hooks up to the one that we were just looking at. Okay, this hooks up to it, and this here is aluminum. That there is copper, so we've basically hit the mother lode right next to our base here. This is actually a super fortunate starting position. If you remember, we started out with 2 sets of the balloon pyramid things. Let's see if we can, yeah, we can hook up through the ground. I was hoping that was the case, so that's good. And yeah, there were 2 crashed ships as well. So we ended up starting out right next to a lot of resources. This here is, it's called laterite, but it is aluminum ore. And so once we get this smelted up, we'll have some aluminum, and that'll get us the next step to our next base module that I was looking to make. Which, if you don't know what you need aluminum for on a base, it is for the vehicle bay. So we're going to get started on yeah, having an area so that we can make vehicles. Now the vehicle bays operate kind of funny. You can make 2 different things. There's land vehicles and there's space vehicles. And there's 2 tiers of each one. The first land vehicle is called the rover. It just takes compound to build. And then the second tier is the truck, and it takes aluminum to build. So what's the difference? Well, the truck has more power to drive around, and which means you can go further, take it longer, all that kind of stuff. It also has more storage area, so you can fit more things on there. There's more room for research and resources both. So I do prefer the truck over the rover. The rover is kind of fun, you know, if you just need a short journey or something like that. If you're not looking to, if you're looking more for exploration rather than resource gathering, kind of a thing. But overall, I definitely prefer the truck. Okay, I think we've about gathered up all of the laterite here. Take a quick peek and see. We are out of power because of course it's nighttime. Nothing we can really do about that. And I only have 2 more spots on my backpack to fill up. So I don't know, I'm thinking about just heading back. Can't quite hop that. So let's get that dug out a little bit more. I don't want to knock out many of these plants. I'm not interested in collecting any organic materials, so. Oh, we did get 4 ores though, so that's good. That's perfect for a load of aluminum here. Bam. We'll get that smelted up. Okay, so you see how it pops them out here and it automatically stores them down here. Except the last one will just chill on there, which is fine. I'll take it off though. So yeah, we had room and it was able to store it there, no problem. We'll get this to build. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay, so I was talking earlier about the vehicle bays are kind of strange. Building the trucks, the land vehicles, no big deal. But whenever you get around to spaceships and constructing space vehicles, that's when you have to think about it, because your vehicle bay is ultimately going to be your landing pad for your space vehicle. And so you almost need two vehicles. One would be dedicated specifically to your space vehicles, and the other one would be dedicated to land vehicles. I'll show you what I mean later on in the game. It's definitely not going to be today. But yeah, just so you know, that is going to be a thing that we check out later on. Okay, let's see if we can just drop a tether right there so we can get up a little bit closer. Go ahead and get these dug out. Yeah, there we go. So we are able to pull power from our base through the tethers. That's helping us keep charged up here. Okay, we have 4 malachite, so that's all we need. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in a little ways, because I really dislike giant holes in the ground. There we go. Oop. A little bit more here. There we go. Doesn't look a lot better, but it's something. Okay, so that's about all the resources around. I'm gonna see if I can shift click this. I believe it's gone back into my backpack. I didn't notice a change, but we'll see if we can do that with these others as well. Yeah, so I've got shift held down, click. Let me see. We've got 8 in there right now. We've got 9 in there right now. So shift clicking it seems to work to pick them up really easy. Otherwise, if you click on them, it picks them up like that, and you just move it to your backpack and it clips on. Alright, so let's get this copper smelted up. Copper's useful for a few different things, mostly generators and stuff like that. Get those smelted. There's fine. Okay, so let's take a look at this. I kind of want to plan this out a little bit and think about it. I believe I'm going to bring this one out. Oh, don't drop it, please. Pick that up and place it properly. There we go. And then I think this is going to be our first little vehicle bay here. Boom, pad. Okay, there we go. So we need 2 aluminum. We've got 1 aluminum right here. I think that's all the spare aluminum. That's a copper. Yeah, sure is. Okay, so we'll just take one of these others that we've built, smelted, whatever, and drop these on here. This is going to give us a pad. Boom. So this whole area here is going to be our vehicle area. And like I said, we are going to need 2 of these things, one for our space vehicle, one for our land vehicle. So I'll probably build the space vehicle one out in this direction. I'll have to get rid of this tree, you know. Sad days, sad times, but there's some more trees around. So we'll still have pretty things to look at, but yeah. So you just harvest that tree right here. We'll go figure out what this research is. I'm sure that this is charged up and ready to go. It is. So there's different little research module things. Of Clearly that one just gave us a resource, so we've likely researched that one before already. There was that green kind of rocky looking one. There's these bubbly green kind of looking ones. And so the first time you research each of these, it's going to give you a specific research, like a building or an add-on to your pack or something that you can build with the printer. Like we started out, let's see, I can't remember if we could build the battery automatically or not, but yeah, we'll unlock new and special things every time we do research. Whether it's new resources for the base or new buildings and components. Ooh, quick spin around there. So where can we find the researches? Well, clearly we can find them attached to trees. There's also some plants and objects that you can dig underneath them and find research. We'll have to find a really good cave that we can go explore pretty soon, so I can show you the research that we find down in there. There's a couple of weird spiky looking types of ones that we can find down in caves, and we're going to need some of those so that we can research new things. Looks like we've got a cave right here. Gonna try and see what the depths of this one is. Okay, this is a deeper cave. We've got some copper right away. We've got poison gas plants there. Those guys will spew out a gas cloud of poison that is capable of killing us, and so we have to be very cautious around these things. Nope. I'm being injured somehow. I'm not sure how that worked. I don't know if there's something underneath the ground here that was injuring me, or what exactly happened. Let me see if I can see these plants from here. I still can't reach them with my tool. Okay, you heard that kind of weird squishing sound, so I was able to remove both of those guys. They are no more. If we get a little bit closer without falling to our death. Alright, and so you can see they're not glowing green anymore, so they have been deactivated, disabled, and they are not capable of killing us any longer, thank goodness. Okay, do a little bit of terraforming here. Bring up the soil. Whoop, whoop. Okay, there's more. Whoop. And it doesn't matter if we're tethered up, if we're just running around, the gas still affects us and it will still kill us. Unfortunately here, I am in a bad place because I do not have access to infinite oxygen. So I'm going to have to try and get rid of these guys. Okay, that's 2 of them. Alright, so I've taken all 3 of them out. We're down to 50% oxygen. We've got a little bit that we can access right here. So I'll gather this up and refill our stores. This here is hydrazine. That's fuel for the spaceships. It's not something we need right now. But underneath here, as you can see, is research. Underneath these evil balls of doom. Yes, the gas plants are probably the most dangerous things that we'll find. They are the most deadly dangerous things in the game so far, as I can tell. There are some plants that shoot out spikes, but they're pretty easy to avoid. The gas plants have clear range ability, which makes them really dangerous. Okay, gonna try and build this down in a way where it's gonna be climbable so that we can get back up. Let's see if we can do that now. Jump. There we go. Jump. Okay, so we are able to get back up again. Gonna run back to the base, get a little bit of oxygen, then we'll... Uh-oh. If we can make it to the base alive. Okay, I'm trying to sprint, but we're not able to because of the dust storm. We are suffocating. We might die. Thankfully the dust storm is passing by, so we're not going to die from getting hit by boxes. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to make it to the base, and we've suffocated. Oh, dead. Okay, bad luck. Thankfully in this game it's not permadeath. It's not a super terrible... We were really close to the base. I had to be able to see my death marker. There it is. Yeah, it's not super terrible to die in this game right now, which is really nice. We'll just grab up the stuff that we had laying around. Okay, so clearly the cave is in that direction. I can draw out some tethers again, and we'll head back over there whilst connected to the base. There we go. I think it's over here actually, isn't it? Very close, yeah. This is a canyon. I think the cave, yeah, is back in this direction. Okay, so you can remove these if I get close enough. Yeah, so those are connected now. Over here where it's easier to run down and see where we can connect this through the wall. Okay, we have it connected all the way back there. I want to see if we can bring this other one down with us. The further we can make it, you know, with fewer tethers, the better off we are, I think. So that one not still to be connected. It is. I think it's actually connected pretty far back there. We might be able to take one more tether without disturbing it. Nope, that one's the one that's connected to straight down. Okay, so that's fine. Woohoo! Go sliding down the hill a little ways. That's probably far enough. Don't want to go sliding too far because it's pretty easy to die that way. So this is an alpha game. Even though we've killed those plants, it's possible that the next time I load up the game, they're back to life and able to kill us again. So that is something that I'll have to keep my eyes out for. Okay, here we can see these guys have research underneath them as well. And this is a red one. There's a green one. I don't know if these are technically, according to the game, different from one another. If they provide different kinds of research or different materials or whatever, you know. I haven't played long enough to be able to distinguish any difference between them. But so while you're carrying research, you can't jump. You can't really sprint very fast. You can go a little bit faster, but not very fast. They obey physics to a certain extent. If you put them on a steep slope, they'll slide right back down. So I'm just going to see where I can pick these up from and see how far back I can put them. Kind of get a small stockpile of them going where they're easy to get back to the base. Ooch, ooch, ooch. Try and pick these up. And as you can see, there are a lot of resources laying around down here too. There's copper. Right over there is some more oxygen, power. Hydrazine right there. There's laterite back in the back there. So we have a pretty good abundance of resources around here. With this research, we'll be able to find new things to build. So it's pretty exciting. Really interesting stuff here. I want to try and see if I can, yeah, reach those from up here. Very handy. I like the reach that we have to access these, because if we had to get really close to them every time we wanted to pick one up, it would be a real pain. I was thinking there was one more down here, but I might be mistaken. Aha, it's hiding. Okay, I'll go ahead and take this one all the way back to the base. I think we're good for resources right now. What we're looking for mostly is research, yeah. So I'll take these few back to the base, and we'll see what we get. Alright, so we're back. It took me all night to bring these researches up. We just now got enough power to get started researching some more, so we're going to do that. See what we get. This is a new one. So exciting. A habitat. Excellent. That's this first pod that we started out with. It's imperative for building new bases on new planets and stuff like that, so that's a really important research to have. Pretty excited about that. Alright, this is a new one as well. We're going to pick up some technologies. Trade platform. Okay, that's pretty useful, kind of interesting. If we get a huge abundance of certain resources on this planet, then we can use that to trade for resources we can't find very easily. Okay, titanium, that's pretty useful later on. We are going to have to discover a few more technologies before we're able to put it to good use, but that's okay. One thing I found out about these is that you can't shift click on them to pick them up. If you're holding down shift, like the sprint, and you click on it, nothing happens. You have to let off shift and then you can pick it up. Okay, fantastic. We got another lithium. So now we're going to be able to build a battery. I'm going to do that right away. So it's super important. We can have a little bit of power during the nighttime. Okay, so this battery I'm going to stick on here. It can get to charging up while we're trying to get this done. Coal. That's fairly rare resource. It's not easy to find in the Terran planets. I hear it's way down in the depths of the Earth, but I haven't ventured that far in any of my adventures yet. Hey, there it is again. We do find it pretty often in these research things, so even though I say it's rare to find naturally occurring in the beginning planet. I'll correct myself that way. I find titanium is supposed to be rare as well, and as you can see we've already got 2 of those, and we got one before, which is where we got our oxygen tank, you can see on the right side. Okay, so we got pretty good research. We got the habitat and the trade platform. That's all very important stuff. You might have seen over at the vehicle bay there was a ghost hanging out. Here it is. The truck. It requires 4 aluminum to build. We're going to do that right here, right now. Bam. Behold, in all of its magnificence, the gigantic truck. Fantastic, beautiful, elegant, and really good for running around and gathering up supplies. Now you can see we could build a seat on here. There's a 1-seater, a 3-seater. This is a multiplayer game. It has that capability. And those are the only 2 things that we have researched for it right now, are seats. Now if I build this 1 seat on here with the vehicle bay, that's going to be permanent. That will be on there forever. I'll never be able to move it or do anything else with it. As you can see, though, it requires 2 compound to do that. Over here on the printer, I can't say that this is a little bit cheaty, because clearly it's in the game. There's the habitat. Here it is, 1 seat. And so if we build this with the printer, this is going to be removable, interchangeable. If we build another vehicle, we can take this off of the truck and put it on the new vehicle, drive it around, take it off of that vehicle, put it on the truck, drive it around, and it's all good. We can even use this single seat for spaceships and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Magnificent, beautiful, exquisite truck. There is a large storage area that I'm going to look for research for. That'll be built on the back, and that'll add more places for us to store resources and research. Okay, but that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, we got quite a bit done. Got this battery set up, got our vehicle bay, got our truck, found a few resources, even died. Showed you part of that, or that part of the game rather. Yep, there are some bugs and random issues with the game. Like I say, that power is clearly bugged out and won't do anything. I'm not sure if I should just leave it connected up to the base or what, but if we come back and it doesn't do anything, I'll just throw it in the ground somewhere. Yeah, we got to see the poison plants spewing out their deadliness and overcame that obstacle. So, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe so you can get regular updates on my channel. My channel is fully viewer supported, so the Patreon symbol is where you would go if you'd like to help me out with that. And there's some more videos on this side if you'd like to check those out. Thank you so much for all the time you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of peace and wisdom on all of you. Farewell.